Grinder Podcasting presents Stone Cinema Commentaries.
Welcome to another edition of Stone Cinema Commentary. With you as always, your host, Smokey Joe. I'm joined with the always very special guest, Mr. Cracky.
Hey guys.
I was hoping he was going to throw his head back.
No. I just popped that. I'm not doing that.
And the godfather of the pod, Mr. GMB.
Evening, boys.
That was the most dangerous drink I've ever seen take.
I think I tweaked my back.
How are you going to claim whiplash on drinking?
Dude, I did it on the job, too, so fuck. I'm going to get some workman's
Workman's
comp
comp?
out of it.
Workman's comp.
Makes
We don't get paid.
Ignore this government.
So, this episode of Stone Cinema Commentary is about if you could pick one movie from the 40s to watch, what would it be? So, we each have a pick, and let us know in the comments after, of course, we give it a little cuss and discuss. If you guys are interested, or if you guys liked it, if you watched it. If you have any suggestions of your own, we'd love to hear them.
Let us know who you think picked the best movie. That's very important here. This is a contest.
I win.
Also, we'll be showing, each one of us will be showing a non-partial third, fourth, and fifth party. Sixth?
Well, if enough people show up.
Whatever. They'll be seeing also, so they'll be judging who picked the most enjoyable movie. And we'll have them come on and discuss too. And I will win.
And they have to watch the movie. They have to.
Yes.
Yeah. My movie's awesome.
Yeah. My movie is the best movie.
I guess we'll start with you, GMB. What's your pick for the 1940s?
Man, I'll tell you what. My pick for the 1940s, it's not even just a good pick. It's my favorite black and white movie of all time. It combines things that I love: comedy, universal monsters. You get to see Dracula, Wolfman, Invisible Man, even though you don't actually see him, Frankenstein's monster, yada yada yada. Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein from 1948.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. It's one of the funniest movies ever made. Watching Lou Costello get scared brings me joy. It's fantastic. And it also has the original Dracula. Bela Lugosi's in it.
That's
Original
awesome.
Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr. They don't get Boris Karloff for Frankenstein, but Glenn Strange does a really good job. And you get to see the Wolfman battle Frankenstein while Abbott and Costello are doing slapstick comedy. What the fuck else could you want?
It's ridiculously funny. The straight man to the slapstick guy, just bouncing off each other. It's funny throughout the entire movie until finally, whenever he gets in on the what's going on, and even him, he has his little Abbott moment there.
Dude, Bud Abbott is the best straight man. What I love about him in this movie is he's always like, "Come on, pick up your shit, let's go. Come on. There's nothing to be worried about." But the second he sees something that's scary, he fucking tucks tail and he runs. It's great.
That's awesome. I think I've maybe seen one Abbott and Costello movie. I think I watched it with my grandpa when I was really young. But
I think they're the best duo of best duo act of all time. I don't think anybody's better.
It was.
I'd definitely be interested to like go on like an Abbott and Costello journey. Like, I mean, because I mean, like you hear the name all the time. You know, like I mean, they were a big deal. But like I said, I don't think I've ever actually sat and watched like a whole movie, or if I did, I just don't remember it.
Man,
But
they're all really good. Meets Frankenstein was the first Abbott and Costello movie I ever watched. It's by far my favorite. But oddly enough, it's not the first one I ever bought. It was on the shelf, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this. I mowed some lawns to get $12 so I could buy the movie. And when I got there, I was like, well, I can rent it, but I can't buy the Abbott and Costello. Or I can't rent Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I can only buy it. All right, I'm gonna buy that one. It's good. It's just not as good.
okay, it's funny that I mean, I guess Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde's a different thing. Like, that's cool though. So like, is
No,
there any other like?
There he did. So they
I think
met.
there were
They
4?
met. They met Frankenstein, which had Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula. They met the Mummy. They met the Invisible Man, and they met Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. There's another one that has.
So is that 2 movies where each has 3, or is it?
Those are 4 movies total. Meets
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, Meets Frankenstein has the 3 of them, and then the Mummy just has the Mummy, Invisible Man, and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. They also made another one with Boris Karloff called Abbott and Costello Meets the Killer, and it's kind of like a murder mystery, slapstick. It's fucking. They're all great, but if you could only watch one, you got to watch a movie from the 40s. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Okay, I'm down. What about you, Cracky? What's your pick from the 40s?
My pick from the 40s. It's an all-time classic. One of my personal favorite movies. Has one of my favorite leading men in it. It is Casablanca, from 1942, with Humphrey Bogart, and it's basically a story of this guy's ex showing up back in town and ruining everything that happens around him. It's set in.
I was about to just take a swig of that fucking scotch.
Well, he drinks a lot of scotch constantly throughout this movie. So that is a very key point to this. Because he also runs a bar. So he's running this bar. His ex shows up. It's World War II. The U.S. hasn't entered it yet. So he's like a neutral party in French Morocco. Living it up.
Isn't
the
he
best
wanted?
that he can. No, he is not.
I thought he's wanted, and that's why he's in Morocco.
No. He basically was like, I'm gonna go travel the world. And when he was traveling the world, met this girl, and when he met this girl, the Germans invade France. And so he has to escape France, and that's how he ends up in French Morocco.
Okay.
And so he's there. He can't really get back to the States because of everything that's going on. So he decides, you know what? I'm going to open a bar. Got to make a living somehow. And gets kind of involved with fighting Nazis and helping the French resistance and dealing with his ex. It's a pretty good story. Long. It's a long story, but it's a really well thought out movie, and it won a couple Oscars. I don't remember for what, but it's an amazing movie, and it's always been a classic movie.
Take my word for it.
Take one for it's good.
I swear.
It's really good. I really love that movie. It's got some of the world's best lines in it. Of all the gin joints in the world, she had to walk into mine.
Is that also the frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn?
No, I think that's
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
That's Gone with the Wind?
You
Yeah, that's Gone with the Wind.
uncultured
Fucking-
swine.
Fucking Todd fucked me up last time because I was thinking of that movie and I was like,
It's looking at you, kid.
Play it again,
That's it.
Sam.
She can take it. I can take it. And then, I can't think of anything else right now.
fuck, dude. I don't think it's been a long time since I've seen Gone with the Wind too. Yeah, fuck it.
Casablanca is
Uptown.
what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. That's what
Yeah.
Joey
I was
boy,
just thinking about that.
what did what you got?
So my pick is from 1949, so it just barely makes the cut. The Third Man, directed by Carol Reed, starring it's Joseph Cotton.
Now this is an erotic fantasy.
No. So what the story is, so it's about this guy who is kind of like he's an aspiring writer, but he's like shit at it. And so he goes across to
Vienna?
Austria. Yeah, Vienna, Austria. And he's supposed to take a job with his buddy who lives there. But when he gets there, his buddy's dead. Like basically like just died right before he got there. But it's kind of suspicious. Like it's under like, very suspicious circumstances. So he's like, well, fuck. Like I'm already here, and the guy I was supposed to get the job with is dead. So I might as well try my hand at being an investigator, and try and find out what this conspiracy is about why my friend is dead. And so it's kind of like a murder mystery. Like he's trying to find out like, well, this obviously wasn't, like just a natural cause death. And it's all about him trying to find out what happened to his dead friend, but at the same time, he also kind of starts to fall in love with his best friend's girl, who is distraught because her dude just got killed, and it's a really really amazing movie. Cinematography is fantastic. Orson Welles is in it. He plays the friend, so you get to see him in like flashbacks and things like that. And it has some of the most creative uses of lighting in a black and white film, where they actually do a lot of camera illusions to make like a set seamlessly blend in with the actual on-site stuff that they did in Austria. But you can't even tell, because like the way that they had to get some of these camera angles, it wasn't actually feasible to do it on location. So they had to build these sets, and they had to use lighting illusions to make it work. And when the scene transition happens, like unless you're really really looking for it, you won't see it. And they get to set up some really really cool shots. And I mean, Orson Welles had a huge part in it, like a huge part in writing it, and as well, he had a small part in it. But I mean,
wasn't he the one that got killed?
Yes, he is. He's the dead friend. He has a small part in it because he's dead. But
I was like, wait, Orson Welles was in that movie. Wait.
Yeah, he has a very small part.
Wait.
Murdered.
I thought Orson Welles ate his fat ass to death.
I mean,
maybe.
But I mean, Orson Welles is like easily one of the most important men in cinema. Like he's one of the godfathers, if not the godfather of modern cinema. Like he's been involved in so many like super important movies that it's like unreal. I mean, probably the most iconic being Citizen Kane, but this one is also fucking fantastic. Highly recommended if you like old movies and you love Orson Welles, and if you like mysteries. It's good. It's really really good. I can't really tell you too much more about it because it'll give some shit away. But it's a ride, and the music is also really awesome too. They use a lot of like localized music as well, so it feels more at home and feels more in place with what's going on because it's music from the area. It's really cool. I like it a lot, and I think you guys should watch it.
Hell yeah.
Well, if you like our suggestions, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. They're awesome. But let us know in the comments below, like I said before. And don't forget to like,
share,
subscribe. You better subscribe.
You
Please
better fucking
subscribe.
share, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I swear to God. More people are going to subscribe than they share.
If you don't like it, why are you here?
And if you
Screw
guys
them.
want to listen to audio...
Even if they don't like it, they need to subscribe
It's true.
and share.
No, they need to do all of
and
it.
like.
And if you guys want to listen to our audio podcast, you just got to go to SoundCloud. You can go to iTunes. You can go to Spotify. And you just search Lies and Slander Podcasting. You can catch all of our shows. Lies and Slander, Beating the Bear, Stone Cinema, Stark Raving, all wrestling everything.
Definitely Stark rating.
You're going to enjoy it. Like,
Just subscribe.
I went out of order. My bad.
And as always, we will see you at the cinema.
And share.
That's perfect.